Critical reflection is a process of analyzing and questioning one's own assumptions, beliefs, and actions to gain a deeper understanding and promote growth and improvement. It involves examining experiences, perspectives, and challenges from different angles to develop a more nuanced and critical view.
Critical reflection helps individuals develop a deeper self-awareness and understanding of their own beliefs, values, and biases. It encourages personal growth by challenging assumptions, expanding perspectives, and fostering empathy. It also enhances problem-solving and decision-making skills. Critical reflection is valuable for educators as it allows them to continuously improve their teaching practice. It helps them identify areas for growth, adapt their teaching strategies, and make informed instructional decisions. By critically reflecting on their own teaching, educators can create more inclusive and engaging learning environments for their students. By critically examining their instructional practices, they can identify areas of improvement, make necessary adjustments, and promote student-centered learning. This ultimately leads to enhanced student engagement, motivation, and achievement. Critical reflection fosters a culture of continuous improvement within educational institutions. It encourages ongoing assessment and evaluation of teaching practices, curriculum, and policies. By critically reflecting on their actions and outcomes, educators and administrators can make data-informed decisions to enhance overall educational quality. The theoretical frameworks that we've been exposed to thus far could easily be adapted for use in both secondary and post-secondary institutions. For instance, Brookfield's 4 lenses, autobiographical, student, colleague, and theoretical, encourages educators to reflect on their teaching practices from multiple perspectives. This approach could be integrated into professional development programs, staff meetings, or mentoring processes within the school or school board. Gibbs' reflective model is one that I, as a school administrator, use quite often when dealing with disciplinary situations. It encourages the individual to consider their feelings, their thoughts, and analyze what steps could have possibly been taken differently and what they'll do differently in the future. Gibbs' reflective model also closely mirrors the restorative justice model that is used within the Durham Catholic District School Board. Kolb's experiential learning cycle emphasizes the importance of reflection and action in the learning process. Educators could be encouraged to incorporate reflective activities such as journaling, group discussions, or debriefing sessions into their teaching practice to promote learning and critical thinking among students. Sean's model highlights reflection in action and on action. The school board or institution could encourage educators to incorporate regular reflection sessions into their teaching practice, providing time and space for them to critically analyze their classroom experiences, try new strategies, and make improvements. I seek opportunities for critical reflection so that I can continuously improve my leadership practices and contribute to the overall success of my particular school. One way that we do this is by integrating the Ontario Leadership Framework into my everyday practice, in particular personal leadership resources. My personal professional goal for this school year has been to improve school climate and culture by reflecting on the experiences of students, teachers, and staff, by soliciting their feedback via surveys, and this is something that ultimately resulted in a change of school policy vis-a-vis our uniform. I was also fortunate enough to have the opportunity to engage in a reflective retreat with my fellow vice principals across the board, and I found this to be quite restorative and rejuvenating and allowed for some important connections to be made as well. Of course, nothing that happens in a school exists in a vacuum, and that's certainly true with the administration team. The collaborative practices in my school allow for collegial rapport, allow for growth, and allow for us to enhance communication and shared decision-making amongst our school staff.
The Center for Faculty Development and Teaching Innovation offers a wide range of professional development opportunities for faculty. For example, I completed the Teaching and Learning in Higher Education certificate. The 7-course certificate program helped learners, including myself, develop critical thinking and self-reflection skills. Critical reflection and collaboration was ingrained in every course and every activity, including discussion boards, readings, assignments, and the final e-portfolio reflection, in which I had to explain how and why the artifacts I included in my portfolio contributed to my professional growth and can influence my future growth. 1 to 2 times a semester, we have a meeting with the program coordinator to review sample responses written by students on past tests. Prior to the meeting, we are expected to review the test responses on our own, provide a mark for each question, and come prepared to justify the marks. We then collectively meet over Zoom to discuss marks with our colleagues. In the end, we're given the opportunity to keep or change the mark assigned for each test question based on the conversations and feedback received from our peers. Although this process doesn't follow a specific framework, it does incorporate elements highlighted by Kolb, Brookfield, Argonne, and Sean. For example, the marking meeting can help us recognize if there's a disconnect between espoused theories and theories in use. Perhaps when I'm marking, I'm unintentionally prioritizing certain aspects of the student work, like grammar, over other aspects, like organization and content. This can result in inconsistent grading criteria. Mid-course evaluations provide great insight into students' thoughts and emotions. It gives them the chance to express their concerns anonymously at a critical point in the course. For every course that I teach, I always encourage students to complete these evaluations. After reviewing feedback, I make modifications that I see fit and follow up with students to gauge how they're feeling about the changes made. This approach is in line with Brookfield's view on critical reflection. Brookfield points out that, to determine whether effective educational practices are being used, we must see things through the eyes of our learners. A big component of critical thinking, as Thompson suggests, is being aware of power relations, oppression, and discrimination. The college is committed to combating discrimination, oppression, and racism in all its forms. There are workshops and webinars aimed at facilitating discussions and reflections on these topics. The college hosted a 2-part series where faculty members reflected on and discussed pedagogical approaches and instructional methods that offer support, compassion, and flexibility. The Anti-Black Racism Task Force at the college hosted a consultation in order to receive feedback from faculty and students on recommendations put forth aimed at fighting anti-Black racism in all fronts.
That brings us to the end of our presentation. Thanks for watching.